Hello, this is Spellbinder's Report. I'm going to do a read on the article by Paul Craig Roberts, Trends Research Institute. Just wrote a story today about Osama bin Laden's second death, which, yes, he's been dead, I believe, since at least 2002, 2003. And as Bush could have done, Obama did. He rolled out the corpse that they had on ice, except this time I guess they already got rid of the corpse and they just said, well, we dumped him at sea, so no physical body to come back with like they did with Saddam Hussein, which they went around and kind of showed him off and marched him around and paraded him. Okay, this is how it is. This is the story. If today were April 1st and not May 2nd, we could dismiss as an April Fool's joke this morning's headline that Osama bin Laden was killed in a firefight in Pakistan and quickly buried at sea. As it is, we must take it as more evidence that the U.S. government has unlimited belief in the gullibility of Americans. Think about it. What are the chances that a person allegedly suffering from kidney disease and requiring dialysis and, in addition, afflicted with diabetes and low blood pressure, survived in mountain hideaways for a decade? If bin Laden was able to acquire dialysis equipment and medical care that his condition required, would not the shipment of dialysis equipment point to his location? Why did it take 10 years to find him? Consider also the claims repeated by the triumphalist U.S. media celebrating bin Laden's death that bin Laden used his millions to bankroll terrorist training camps in Sudan and the Philippines and Afghanistan, sending holy wars to foment revolutions and fight with the fundamentalist Muslim forces across North Africa, in Chechnya, in Tajikistan, and Bosnia. That's a lot of activity for a mere millions to bankroll. Perhaps the U.S. should have put him in charge of the Pentagon. Seems to be able to bankroll pretty good, keep his accountants safe. But the main question is, how was bin Laden able to move his money about? What banking system was helping him? The U.S. government succeeds in seizing the assets of people and of entire countries, Libya being the most recent. Why not bin Laden's? Was he carrying around with him $100 million in gold coins and sending emissaries to distribute payments to his far-flung operations? Who knows? This morning's headline has the odor of stage event. The smell reeks from the triumphalist news reports loaded with extravagations from celebrants waving flags and chanting, USA, USA. Could something else be going on? No doubt the President Obama is in desperate need of a victory. He committed a fool's error of restarting the war in Afghanistan, and now after a decade of fighting, the U.S. faces stalemate, if not defeat. The war of the Bush-Obama regimes have bankrupted the U.S., leaving huge deficits and a declining dollar in their wake, and a re-election time is approaching. The various lies and deceptions, such as weapons of mass destruction, of the last several administrations had terrible consequences for the U.S. and the world, but not all deceptions are the same. Remember, the entire reason for invading Afghanistan in the first place was to get bin Laden. Now that President Obama has declared bin Laden to have been shot in the head by the U.S. Special Forces operating in an independent country buried at sea, there is no reason for continuing the war. It's right, time to bring the troops home. Perhaps the precipitous decline in the U.S. dollar and foreign exchange markets has forced some real budget reductions, which can only come from stopping the open-ended wars. Until the decline of the dollar reached the breaking point, Osama bin Laden, who many experts believe to have been dead for years, was a useful boogeyman to use to feed the profits of the U.S. military security complex. So Osama is dead, but they had to pull something out of a hat. That gives them an excuse to pull out of Afghanistan. They can say, well, there, we got the leader of Al-Qaeda. Now we're just go to the places we're already at and concentrate on them. I'm pretty sure this is what he's up to. Uh, Obama's very tricky that way with Soros as his master. Well, let's see. Paul Craig Roberts. You can send him an email here. A former Assistant Secretary of the U.S. Treasury and former Associate Editor of the Wall Street Journal has been reporting shocking cases of prosecutorial abuse for 2 decades. A new edition of his book, The Tyranny of Good Intentions, co-authored with Lawrence Stratton, a documented account of how America's lost their protection of law, has been released by Random House. There you go. And that's Paul Craig Roberts. Very good writer. He's been on Alex Jones' show a couple of times. And I guess I'm going to leave it with that. But there you got it right there. Osama bin Laden's second death. Yep. I don't believe it for a minute. I don't believe the birth certificate. You can take it apart. It's in layers. Someone forgot to uncheck the box in the PDF writer for Adobe to not allow any. You can actually now take that and make that into anything you want. That's how open that file is that they put out, the PDF they put out on the White House government website. And now he has this coming out. So we had the birth of Obama and the death of Osama. That's the new saying. Well, I'm going to get off here and put this up, and that's my say on this for today. I don't believe it for a minute. Osama's been dead for years. This was pulled out as a PR stunt to bring his popularity up so he can try to get reelected in 2012. But I'm sorry, I believe Ron Paul, if he gets in there and gets on the ballot, it's going to be Ron Paul of 2012 and not Obama. Until next time, be good at it. This is Spellbinder's Report. Good day.